Welcome to another episode of Coronacation, which is communication in the time of coronavirus. My name's Naomi White. I'm in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm joined by another person in Brisbane, Kylie Fuller. How are you, Kylie?
I'm really well, thank you.
Kylie,
And
tell us.
excited to be here.
Oh, well, I'm excited to have you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my title is probably something that people won't understand, so we might need to give a bit of a explanation. But my title is a cultural engagement manager, and I work at a company called Pragmatic Thinking.
And what's your responsibility in that role?
So a large part of it is really assisting our clients as they navigate their way through programs. A lot of the time it's culture change programs. So it's the operation side of things and making sure that all the deliverables happen as they are scheduled. But then there's also a large component of it, which is around actually managing the relationship of the client and assisting them with the internal relationships as they manage that program from start to finish.
That sounds like a fun job to keep you busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeps me out of mischief.
And what else do we need to know about you? I think on memory, you are a massive fan of tea and of.
I am a massive fan of tea. Yes, you guilty as charged. I'm an advocate for all things that come from the camellia bush, and yeah, I have a probably an unhealthy obsession with tea. I think and talk about it like other people talk about wine, so a little bit obsessive at times. And a few other things about me. I live in a house full of boys, so I need to have probably why tea and teacups are such an important part of my life. I need to have some kind of feminine touch going on. And I'm the mum of two teenage boys. So this is an interesting time to be navigating a house full of men.
So tell me about that. I'm interested to know how this coronavirus situation is affecting you.
It's really interesting. I usually get a lot of my connections from a lot of my female friends, and so that tends to be catching up for a lot of couples, which means that I'm doing that virtually at the moment. And then living in a house full of boys, it's usually quite loud and rowdy and plenty of, bumping into each other in the hallway and things like that. And then there's me that comes along who, makes everyone hug her.
It's like, oh, mom.
A bit different than how it normally is. But it's been interesting. Like in that you do tend to get a lot more conversations out of them at the moment than you normally would, probably because they're not having their same social interactions either.
So are you learning things that perhaps you didn't want to know, or is it all good?
Yeah, no, so far it's actually been okay. I'm sure that there'll be moments where you do have those gripping the steering wheel kind of, oh, holy, I've learnt something I'm not too sure about and how I'm going to navigate, but so far so good. We'll wait and see when school goes back. Well, technically, when online school goes back next week. This
Oh,
should be
yeah, true,
interesting.
next week. So is the working from home thing going okay for you?
Yeah, I've had a few days at the office to deliver a few different things for clients, but for the majority of it, it has been working from home over the last few weeks. And it's beautiful. I'm in my outdoor office at the moment on the back deck, and communing with nature so much more than I probably normally would. So it's been amazing. I think it's for me, it's being a hugger. That's the piece that's really been missing for me. But everything else I've adjusted to quite well. I'm fairly surprised by myself, actually.
You're not the first person that's actually said, I didn't realize how important touch was to me until it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, like um physical physical touch and connection like that is definitely one of my top 5 values when you do look into that sort of stuff. So I've always known that it's something very important to me, but it's been really interesting kind of adjusting to what I'm allowed to and what I'm not allowed to do anymore. And I probably have been a somewhat inappropriate hugger over the years. But it is really interesting like I'm pretty sure my kids and the boys in my house are a bit over hugging at the moment, but it is really interesting to learn to adjust to something that is so desperately important to me in an everyday setting. I think I'm expressing my feelings for people a lot more in verbal ways than I would have previously. But it is really challenging to no longer, like in all honesty, in a normal working day, I would have come into contact with probably somewhere between 6 and 10 colleagues, and they all would be hugged hello and goodbye, plus my family, plus anyone I ran into that I would know, plus clients that you have meetings with. So I was definitely getting, you know, minimum of 15 hugs a day, and yeah, I'm having to make do with a lot less at the moment. So.
Perhaps hugging yourself. It's like a Pilates thing.
Yeah.
So what advice have you got then for others? You seem like you're in a pretty good place through the whole situation, all things considered.
Yeah, I think
any advice and strategies for others around the world?
Take it easy on yourself. I think for me, this period of these last few weeks has really been an opportunity to kind of self-reflect. It's definitely been an opportunity to understand what's really important to you, and all of those things material things in particular that you may have felt were really important may not be anywhere near as important as you thought they were a couple of, say a month ago. And just to slow down and be present. Watch nature, hear the birds, watch the butterflies, which are prolific at the moment. But just be present. And I think the thing is, like, one of those parenting things was always to stop and listen to your children. And I think we're actually all being given this opportunity to kind of slow down, be in the moment, be present in a conversation, listen to our children. It's complicated because we have to find ways to compartmentalize all of the different aspects of our life, and that all of a sudden work and home and school are all in the same four walls, which is really quite difficult. But just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with each other, have a little bit of compassion and understanding that everybody's going through something that they're not used to, and it isn't normal, but there is still opportunities for gratitude and grace in all that is going on. And if you can just kind of slow down and go with that flow, it can be quite enjoyable. It's enjoyable to do weird things that you may not have done since you went on, camping holidays and played Scrabble and listened to records, or, gosh, I'm showing my age, but music, and just find things that you can actually have conversations about in your home and in your house. And it's also a beautiful opportunity to catch up with people that you think about often, but you never actually make the phone calls to. And now you have that space to do that. So the connections of old connections is also something that's definitely been a really beautiful part of what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Well, that's amazing, Kylie. Some very wise words. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the sunshine on your beautiful deck. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Take care.
Bye.